Good morning, Cubs fans. It is AJ, your average fan here. How we doing? It is Thursday, which means we got baseball today. The Cubs have their domestic home opener, or away opener. The domestic away opener against Arizona tonight. I am recording this live on my break. As you can see, I did not have quite enough time to get to it last night so that I could push it out this morning. So we are recording now. We are going to talk about the pitching probables and what I would like to see out of this series in this preview. This preview will be just a little bit different than the rest of the season. After the season starts going, obviously we can look at at bats and things like that to give more of like an in-depth kind of preview for series moving forward. But this one will be nice, short, sweet, and to the point. No intro, no thumbnail, just the video today. So we will get right into it. We will have Steele against Gallen today. Steele struggled just a little bit against the Dodgers over in Japan. But typically, we usually see that out of Steele. His first start or two, he doesn't really go very long. He will give up a couple of runs, but usually after that first start or two, usually you see the typical Steele that we see throughout the entire season. On Friday, we got Taillon, and then Saturday, Imanaga, and then the fourth probable is to be determined yet. However, given the way that spring training has rolled out the last couple of weeks, I have a feeling that we will see Boyd in that fourth game up against Arizona, and I do think that we will see probably more bullpen work in that fourth game. I don't think that Boyd's gone very long either, given that again with the Dodgers series that we just saw, it was really more Steele and Imanaga than anything, and then it was just kind of a one after the other type of bullpen game after those two starts. So, with the Cubs going into that Japan series and then coming back, they kind of struggled a little bit on the pitching side. After coming back, they were kind of jet-lagged. They only played 2 series or 4 games after coming back from Japan, and now you're rolling right into, your season opener. What I would like to see, the offense attack the zone early. Try not to be looking at pitches, especially pitches that are right down the middle. We still see a couple of players struggling with that. Suzuki being one of them, and not Picro Armstrong, Miguel Amaya being the other. I would like to see, Cubs players taking their bases, taking their walks. We saw in that Dodgers series that when they were in that second game, they had the bases loaded twice based on walks, and they only got runs out of one of those innings, and it was 1 run. So what I would like to see is, attack the zone when the ball is in the zone, but also take your balls. Don't swing at anything stupid. If a base is being given to you, just take it. I'd like to see a little bit more base running on the base pass. Be a little more aggressive with that. I would like to see the stolen bases kind of climb up a little bit over last year. I think that last year they were a little soft on the bases when it comes to stolen bases. I understand that Nico and Dansby were injured most of the year, so that was part of the problem. But if you could get Nico and Dansby moving on the bases again, especially with Kyle Tucker coming over, I think that your offense could take off a little bit earlier than it did even last year. Another thing that I would like to see is a couple of key player developments. Michael Busch over at first, I'd like to see him continue to develop. I really want to see Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate continue to grow over what he did the last 2 months of the season last year. It looks like with Brujan going on the IL, we will see Gage Workman on for the Cubs, at least in one of those games as the start, which would be okay with me. We also have Dansby Swanson and Nico Hoerner to watch because they are supposedly 100% healthy. So I would like to see how quick they take off at the beginning of the season this year, given that they're supposed to be 100% healthy. So a key to watch those two players. And then with Cam Smith getting on the roster in Houston, I think that a huge contention point for the Cubs is going to be what happens over at third base. Obviously, when you get Kyle Tucker back in that trade, that really helps soften the blow, but you don't want to make that trade look bad if Kyle Tucker does not re-sign or extend with the Cubs. So, third base is still going to be a huge question mark. I'm really curious to see what happens. So, with everything that's going on with the Cubs right now, the other thing that's got to shake out is the back end of that bullpen. Presley struggled a lot in spring training, and, Ben Brown being promoted to that fifth starting pitcher, you really gotta work out this bullpen issue and work it out fast. Because yes, there's a lot of bullpen depth there, but who are the guys that you could trust? You got to get this settled within the first couple of weeks in the season. You can't let it draw out, because you really have a gauntlet of teams that come up really within your first 15 to 20 games. Really, I think that the only soft spot that you have in these first 15 is when you go out in Sacramento to play the Athletics. So you really got to try to zero in fast. But Cubs fans, let me know your comments down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. We will be on tonight after the game to get the post-action review, and then also give a look into tomorrow's game. So look out for that. And go Cubs fans, and we will see you after the game.